Hey, 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 this is Camille, and we are on day 3 of explaining who exactly I am and what is a wellness coach. And most importantly, why should we have a wellness program in place? Well, I am the founder of We Got This Mind and Body, where I elevate your busy woman in business to start to find time to prioritize themselves to live a healthy lifestyle so that they can build on their confidence and energy, but without those excessive workouts and fad diets. It's all about nourishing your mind, body, and soul through my individually tailored 4 M's of healthy living program that targets key areas in wellness: mindset, movement, metabolism, and maintenance. So today we are going to be talking about metabolism. The first day we talked about our mindset, understanding that we have to have clarity on our goals. We cannot just be thinking about seasons or special occasions when we think about our health. It has to really be a burning desire, a change that you want to see that's lasting, that it becomes a lifestyle where we're changing a habit. The second day, we talked about the power of movement. A body in motion stays in motion. And when we're talking about movement, we're not talking about working out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. It's all about working within your fitness level and doing as much as that we can. We could do that within 20, 30 minutes and making sure that we're mixing it up. We have a bit of cardio, we have the strength training, and of course, we're doing it because we are having fun. It is not a chore because the workouts that we do are aligned with what you desire. And of course, are on the path to attacking and achieving those goals that you set forth for you. Now, today, we are going to talk about metabolism. Now, why is metabolism important? Well, that's how we're able to burn fat and as well as build up our energy. But as we age, our metabolism changes. Why does it change? Well, because of hormone as well as the food that we eat. The foods that we eat have a huge impact on our overall wellness, especially as we're getting older and especially as our body is going through our hormones. We need to make sure that we have the proper food mix in our system. And what I mean by food mix is our macronutrients. The three main macronutrients that we have that we need to have is our protein, fat, fiber slash low glycemic veggies, which are your greens. We want to make sure that we have a good diet in place. As I mentioned, I am not about those fad diets or those, 30 days or any of those limiting diet programs. It's all about creating a lifestyle that's lasting. And how we do that with food is by understanding how that food actually works in our system. When we are eating with being mindful, we are more aware of what we're putting into our system. And does that align with what we want in our lives? We start to take note of, even when we're looking at the labels of our food, that we also need to take a charge of the ingredients. Is it whole foods or are there additives? Is it processed? Because processed food, it is actually, it's, yes, it's fast, but it doesn't last. And it lasts in our system, but not in a good way. We want to remove processed food and eat more whole foods, as well as reduce or remove as much sugar as we can, because sugar is highly addictive and it just does not do well with our systems, especially our metabolism. A good diet provides so many benefits as opposed to just dieting, right? So, what it does provide is sustainability. As I said, we are building lifestyles, and a good habit focuses on making sustainable long-term changes and making you more aware of the food. It's not about being restrictive and taking away macros because we still need these macronutrients in our system, right? We need the protein for that muscle recovery. We need that fat for the brain function. We also need that low glycemic and the carbs for energy as well as for our digestion. So we want to make sure that we have a happy marriage of the three macronutrients mixed in with some with our supplements as well as our vitamins. We want to make sure that we have a mix of both because both are important in building and increasing and maintaining our metabolism. And there's many of ways that we can get that too as well. And we'll get into that shortly. It's also about when we have a good diet, we are also improving our digestion. And as we know, we need to get that out of our system, right? All that toxicity, every piece of material that does not serve our body any purpose, it needs to be removed through our bowel movements. But if we are not getting those bowel movements, what happens? We have that inflammation, that constipation. It all sits in our gut. And that's how a lot of us may have that extra weight around our stomach, whether we've had children or not. That's irrelevant. Our food really makes a huge impact on our body as we get older. So we need to make sure that we are reducing our cortisol as well as increasing our fiber. A lot of us women are really lacking on our fiber intake, and we can get great fiber from whole foods, from your greeny foods, your leafy foods. Rule of thumb is any food, any vegetable that is grown above ground in the summer months are the ones that we want because they have a lot of water in it, a lot of vitamins, nutrients, antioxidants. And it's great to have a nutrient dense foods, right? Because good diets are all about having that nutrient dense. We want to get as much of the nutrients from whole foods that we can, such as your fruits, your vegetables, whole grain, lean protein, and again, we need to have that healthy fats, such as your olive oil, your avocado, and such. And these foods are all essential to providing vitamins, minerals, and again, improving our overall digestion. We need to make sure that we are removing all of those particles and toxins that we don't need anymore that just need to be removed. That's another reason why we need to take note of the hormones, our hormones, such as cortisol. Cortisol is our stress hormone. And when we have that in our system, our metabolism is affected, right? It is affected because when we have stress on in us, even when we feel like we're not stressed, if our body's feeling stressed, we can no longer digest. Our thyroid gets confused. You see, our thyroid is the master of our metabolism. And if you don't understand where your thyroid levels are, definitely it's a must during your physical to get a checkup on your thyroid because again, this is our master of our metabolism. We need to make sure that it is in proper balance because if you have a hyper or a hypo thyroid, it could really affect your overall wellness, your weight loss, weight gain, mindset, so much. So definitely on a side note, make sure that you are getting regular checkups on your thyroid. So it is all about reducing risks of diseases. When we have a good diet that is high in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and again, we want to remove that processed food and the sugars, we are now reducing our risk of having chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Does it completely remove that? We can't guarantee that because life does happen. But if we are able to reduce those possibilities and risks, why are we not doing it? It's all about building lasting living lifestyle that we can truly enjoy with our families. Now, also, the big key with your dieting, good dieting, is it will not only reduce weight, but it helps increase that energy. That energy level is just heightened because you're not holding on to, food that does not serve you any purpose. You're feeding into your good bacterias into your body, those microbes. We want to make sure that we are feeding our good bacterias and not the bad bacteria. Because what happens is when we're eating food that does not serve us any purpose, it is stored as fat. It could cause other situations such as becoming insulin resistance, as well as, again, colitis. There's just so much that can happen within our system if we do not have a good whole food diet. Now, I know us busy women in business, we know we need to eat better, but we're just always on the go, go, go. And we don't feel like as if we have the time. And then in turn, what does that cause? It makes us feel guilty, right? Like, I know I feel guilty. I know when I should be eating, and then when I'm not eating, it's like, I know these things, but I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time. Those limiting beliefs start to plague our mind. Remember, they're powerful and they're constantly challenged when we are doing a change because it avoids anything it doesn't know when you're going into uncertainty. But the way that we grow is coming out of our comfort zone. It is building and creating new habits by readjusting what once made us comfortable. We have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable. So, in saying that, I'm all about supplements and vitamins because when we're unable to get the whole foods right then and there, at least we know that we are getting the vitamins and nutrients that our body needs. And regardless, we need to have supplements because there's certain vitamins that we don't create ourselves. So incorporating a supplement is huge in a wellness program. And when you work with me, it is totally up to you what supplements, but definitely I am going to guide you to the ones that I use because I'm all about whole foods, natural, and it's something that I can also give my kids and know that I'm getting all that I need in terms of my whole food intake for the day. Because as we get older, our bodies don't always absorb and produce nutrients as well as they used to. And this, again, will have an effect on our metabolism. Plus, again, we're busy, our lifestyles and all of the stresses that come with it. It is tough to get all those nutrients in. And we all know what's going on in those grocery stores. Woo! They are high cost, but still you need to get these whole foods in. And you, again, those limiting beliefs, again, with the money, the time, they start to plague us. And that's where we end up doing absolutely nothing. But when you have that accountability coach that reminds you of your desires, that sees all that you're doing and wants to make sure that the results that you are trying to achieve are maintained and sustained, I will definitely direct you to the supplements that we need because our bodies need that extra support. It's important for us to remember that supplements also do not outdo a bad diet, right? Just like working out does not substitute a bad diet, we have to also make sure we're still eating the foods that we need to eat on a daily basis, which is our three macros, and making sure that we're eating it with the proper portion size, that is not made with processed or the sugars. But now, when it comes to the supplements, I'm all about whole food supplements. It can help increase the energy levels that you have. You know that energy that you're feeling like you're lacking? Well, when you're taking your whole food supplements, you are building on that energy levels as well as it saves time. You're getting all your nutrients in less than a minute. So that is one thing that not it's imperative in a wellness plan to take charge of our supplements, the whole foods, removing that sugars and processed and fully understanding the metabolism within your body to ensure that your hormones are balanced. Do we need because working out isn't going to do everything. And that's why there's so many of us that will start a workout plan and we don't get the results that we desired at the time or in the time that we thought we would have. Or especially we start comparing ourselves to when we were younger and able to get it done just like that. But now as our body ages and gets, matures, I should say rather, we also need to adjust it and readjust it to its changing evolution self as well, right? So this means that your body doesn't have to do all the hard work absorbing all of the nutrients and from the foods and building up the energy. You get it through the supplements. But the last thing I'm going to say to you all is supplements are not made the same, right? Not some supplements, most I should say rather, are synthetic. They're produced in a lab. So I am a huge believer on whole foods. So the supplements that I recommend and that I use myself are 100% natural. They are whole foods, and and I know that my children are getting all the nutrients in. And most importantly, I am loving into myself, and I want the same for you all and for all of my clients and for everyone as a whole. So make sure that you are adding whole foods every single day. You have your three main macros that you want to target every day in every meal, which is your protein, your your fat, as well as a fiber, your low carb mixed in there. We want to make sure that you're doing that at every single meal to help with your metabolism. And know that you don't have to diet. You're eating whole foods. You're seasoning it the way you love, but you understand the food that's going into your system. You're aware of it. You're eating with being mindful. And you're seeing your energy increase, your metabolism just boosting back up because you took the action in understanding the food that's going into your body, which again is nourishing and loving the skin that you are in. We're not going to hate food. We love food. We're grateful for food, for it nourishes our mind, our body, our soul. It gives us energy. It replenishes all of the toxicities within our system by removing it with fiber. We love food because we understand that food is medicine. Food is fuel. Food was created on this earth to nourish us, to uplift us, to grow. We are so grateful for it. We are grateful for our body building up its energy, increasing its metabolism, feeling the frequency of love that we are giving it because of what we're putting into our system, into our gut, into our mind. And our body is so grateful that we're continuously moving it and loving into it every single day, that that body keeps score and says thank you. And with that thank you comes the results. When you walk past that mirror, you're going to look back at that reflection and say, hey, I know you. I love you, and I'm never leaving you again. So remember, when we are building a wellness plan, it's not just about the fitness. It's not just about the nutrients. It's not just about the mindset. It is not just about the spirit and as well as your business. It is all of it together. We got this. It is a collective of all areas of wellness. When we are sound mind, body, and soul, we make better decisions, we're more productive, we're more present for our family, and we are also becoming better teachers to our next generation about getting into that wellness earlier on in stage in life. We should be in our wellness in all areas, in all periods of life. And no, it is constantly changing because we are changing. We are evolving. The only person that has to believe in you is you. Always remember that. So, thank you all for rocking with me today. I'm super excited to continuously talk to you about the power of wellness. And most importantly, let's take some action. Connect with me today. Book your discovery call. Let's have a conversation. What do you earn? What do you learn except even more? What do you I always say that when you show up and stand up for yourself, you learn so much more. There's nothing to lose except lack of education. So let's continue to uplift, grow, and elevate ourselves so we could be the best version for ourselves first and even greater versions for everything else in our life. We truly got this when we believe in ourselves. This is Camille from We Got This Mind and Body. Until next tomorrow, you got this. We got this. Now let's go. Have yourselves a glorious, glorious, glorious day.